Hello, everyone, and happy Thursday. Today on the 3994, we are highlighting a small town business and meeting its owner. The business is Bodyworks, a local wellness and body work practice. It's focused on helping people move, heal, and feel better in their own bodies. But first, our sponsor shoutouts. The links are below in the show notes. Thank you. Scooter's Coffee, North Central Missouri College, Genus Cafe and Catering, Greater Than Financial, The Space Between, Pancakes, Pups, and Suds, and Edward Jones, Jason Sarsney. I also want to give a quick shout out to our production help. They are amazing. Bailey Ramsier and Sarah Hare. Okay, we want to welcome Cora Jackson. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
So what made you start a business in Andrew County?
I am originally from Andrew County, and I decided, raising my family here, what better place to start a business than where my hometown is.
Okay, so did you grow up here in Andrew County?
I did, K through 12.
Did you go to Savannah?
I did go to Savannah.
And what year did you graduate?
I graduated in 2003.
Okay. And so tell us a little bit about your family.
I have 4 children, 22, 18, 13, and 12. I have 1 college, 1 in high school, and 2 in middle school.
Wow. And does it feel like you're on the back end of raising 4 kids? I
It
mean,
absolutely
they're
does.
creeping.
It absolutely does. It's a lot easier now that they're older and more self-sufficient.
I bet. And so starting a business, how long have you been in business with Bodyworks?
I have had Bodyworks for 8 years now. We're celebrating our 8th year in March.
And when you first began, did you think it would grow, into now you're on year 8? Did you ever think in a million years you'd still be doing it or that it would be what
I
it
had
is?
no idea it would go off like this. I couldn't be more ecstatic that the community has came together and rallied behind me and really shown me like my gifts are wanted and needed here.
Okay, so tell us what you do. When we hear Bodyworks, we think, okay, massage, healing, movement, but what exactly is it?
Kind of all of it. I do a lot of structural integration. So it's working with nervous system, the muscular system, the respiratory system, the reproductive system. I mean, all the systems in one for a total body wellness. It's not just a massage where you're just going to leave and feel like you had a fluff and buff is what I call it. It's more a clinical massage.
Although that would be amazing.
It would be. It is nice to relax, yes.
So tell us a little bit about your background. How did you get into Bodyworks and, what led you down this path?
I started after school in a chiropractic office and learned a ton about that realm of things. And then after that, I went to a medical spa and worked for many years and learned a lot of the aesthetic side of things. So I kind of brought them together in my practice with the aesthetic side of things plus the musculoskeletal alignment with myofascial release and that sort of clinical setting.
And have you had to have a lot of training to open a business like this?
I have had a lot of training.
Can you tell us a little bit about that?
I go to mine on seminar. I don't believe I'm really going to learn much online, so I always make sure I go above and beyond required CEUs every year to go learn a modality from the West Coast so I can bring it here to the Midwest.
Well, we're very blessed and excited and fortunate to have your talents here. I mean, getting it from the West Coast, we know a lot of things are happening on the East and West, and they venture in to the middle of the country. But what kind of things would people be surprised about that you do that we really don't understand? Like if you could point to one practice, because you've said a whole bunch of words that I'm like, I want to know about that. I want to educate us.
The one I think is most impactful for women would be the pelvic floor massage therapy. There's such a wives' tale that after children, we should have problems because we've had children, and that's not true. I've had my own venture in pelvic floor therapy, and it actually saved me from a surgery. So that's where my heart lies. I've had several women that have had drastic changes from just having a couple of sessions, and getting their lives back there's nothing greater.
Well, it's funny that you mentioned that because my girlfriend and I were just talking about pelvic floor
Mhm.
therapy to this
Yeah.
week. And one of the things that she's going to do is go down to KU. So she has to leave the county,
Mhm.
leave Northwest Missouri, go down to KU and have specialized therapy.
Mhm.
What can you do here locally that would benefit her and assist her in this journey?
I could do a trigger point release on her that will allow her uterus to drop, that will allow her abdominal muscles to drop, and it actually aids in relieving back pain. A lot of women are just so crossed in their pelvis that it leads to a lot of lower back pain that's misdiagnosed.
What does that therapy look like for an average person?
For the average person, it is an internal therapy. However, we can do external if they don't feel comfortable with the internal.
Okay, well that makes sense. And then what are some other services that you offer that maybe that entire friend group would be interested in?
The entire friend group would be interested in lymphatic drainage.
Heard a lot about that.
I'm doing a lot of that. Recently, I had a client actually send me her before and afters after 2 sessions, and her legs look incredible. Her swelling is down from her lymphedema. We're treating a ton of lymphedema, and I'm actually doing post-op plastic surgery patients. So tummy tucks, breast lifts, breast augmentations. After they have those done, they've been coming to me and I've been doing the lymphatics after their post-op surgery.
Okay, so tell us a little bit about that procedure and what that looks like if we were to come into the office. Because we've heard about it. We all hear you have so much inflammation, or this will help with inflammation. What does the drainage system, that whole process look like?
That is actually your immune system. So it doesn't have a pump like your heart has a pump, or, it is, there's nothing pumping your lymphatics through your body. So unless you're actually forcing it through, drinking a ton of water, exercising regularly, not sitting all day, not having a sedentary life, that just sits. So when we clear it out, we're actually clearing our immune system and we're clearing our bodies of the waste.
Wow, that's got to be really powerful when people send you before and after
I
pictures.
almost cried this morning. It was so great. She's had problems for a while.
So when you get to see a patient, or a client have that kind of response, what does that do for you?
It brings me so much joy. I feel like I have a God-given talent and it's my job to reach back and help others. And that's my life's mission and I hope it shows. I hope it shows in my work.
What are some other things that people in Andrew County can take advantage of?
I just do a regular medical massage. If you want to come in and you have a regular backache, ache and pain, I can do just a relaxation massage. We don't have to just target a problem. I mean, we can just relax if you'd like to do that as well.
And exercise wise, healing wise, anything else that you offer that maybe the average person wouldn't know?
I do have a far infrared sauna, so people can use the sauna before or after their treatment, and that will kind of just aid in even more waste reduction. It's also really nice to sit in the heat because it's so cold out.
Tell us about movement. How important is it to encourage people to keep moving?
I work out 5 to 6 times a week. I move my body in order to stay up with the work that I do. And I tell you, the people who don't move their bodies are my most frequent customers.
I bet. I bet. Can you tell us a story about a client experience? Maybe other than the one that you have told. That was a really good one. But a client experience that points to really how beneficial the work that you do is.
I will have clients who will just text me testimony about how they rested the next day or that night, or how they were able to get a full night's sleep, or how their shoulders didn't feel like they were in their ears, or they were a calmer parent, or, just sleeping through the night. I think it's worth its weight in its gold because as we hit perimenopause, our sleep schedule turns a little wonky.
And so talk to those of us who are, on the cusp of that, because what are some things that we can do outside of visiting you
First
several
of all,
times a
I'm
month?
sorry. I'm sorry if you are in this phase. Our parents didn't tell us how hard this was going to be, and it is hard. Um, in my research, I'm finding a lot of women who are having perimenopause symptoms are also getting late diagnosed with ADHD. So we're finding a correlation between the body, the mind, and these mental
Mhm.
health issues.
Wow, interesting. Are there things that we can do, in our everyday daily life before and after we come see you? I know water is really important. We talked about movement.
Water, movement, therapy, meditation, just relaxing at night, just putting yourself first because we cannot pour from an empty cup. And it's so important that we fill our own first without being guilty about it.
This is a funny question.
Okay.
Without naming names, what's the most awkward or unintentionally funny moment that you've had in a bodywork session?
The funniest one probably has to be nobody has to pass gas until I'm going up the back of the leg. That's when it happens. It's like the most embarrassing.
I bet. That has got to be so embarrassing.
It's so embarrassing.
Oh my goodness. Bless your heart. So, where do you see this business going in the next 5 years?
Oh, in the next 5 years, I hope I just continue to grow and attract the clientele that I'm looking for and that are looking for me and that can benefit from my services and just overall like help women in general.
Is there any services that you're looking at, researching, learning about that you think would be beneficial to add to the repertoire that you already have here?
I'm actually taking one right now on the body and its approach to neuroscience. So I'm kind of like now researching down to the cellular level, like what is changing, what is going on, what is mechanically changing inside the body when this happens. So I'll have a better understanding of what exactly is happening when somebody gets done and they're like, I feel great. I want to know why. Like, why do you feel so great?
That's a fascinating. And so, if people were wanting to make an appointment with you and come see you, where are you located and how can they get a hold of you?
I have a house studio at 1202 West Maple Street. It is here in Savannah. Um, they can get a hold of me on Facebook. I do have automatic booking. So Glass Genius is my platform, and it's corajackson.glassgenius.com.
Okay. How have you seen the wellness landscape change in the last few years?
I've seen it go forwards and backwards. Many practitioners are starting to now recognize massage therapists as healthcare workers. So that's helped in that realm. Technology, on the other hand, is making it to where we have so many more problems structurally. That's becoming an issue like tech neck. I'm seeing more often than I have ever seen before. Like in the last 10 years, there's really been an uptick in that.
Oh, absolutely. 100%.
Everybody's looking down at their phone.
Should we just drop all of our teenagers off at your doorstep? Like, do you do like
I do.
recalibration of the neck and back?
Pretty much everybody needs one at this point.
It's so true.
It is true. It's sad, but it's true. Yeah, we're all so face down.
If you could say something to Andrew County residents today just about their health, their well-being, and the services that you provide,
Mhm.
what would it be?
Just put yourself first. Take care of yourself. There's so many of us out there feeling guilty for having that massage. I have a lot of moms who are just so much guilt for coming and taking an hour to themselves. But you know what? They're coming back better parents after they take care of themselves. So my advice would be take care of yourself first so you can take care of others.
Oh, it's really good. Cora, thanks for being with us today.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Absolutely. Well, that was another episode of the 3994. We want to thank Cora Jackson for being with us today from Bodyworks. If you're interested in learning more, you can go to her website. And we want to thank our sponsors one more time. Until next time.